Welcome, everyone, to Industryland webinar series. These are a series of webinars that are focused on IoT-enabled SaaS and PaaS solutions across different industry verticals. My name is Leanne Salvatore. I'm the marketing manager for Tuya's North American region. We are so happy that you're with us today. We will be talking about IoT-enabled smart lighting solutions in commercial spaces. Our speaker today is Charles Scheibler. He is a director of business development for SaaS commercial lighting solutions here at Tuya North America. Charles has been in the lighting industry for over a decade and has worked with several innovative companies. If you have any questions during the webinar, and we hope you do, please put them into the Zoom Q&A box, and we will answer as many questions as we can at the end of the webinar. Also, this webinar is being recorded. Well, let's jump in. Take it away, Charles.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm gonna turn on my video too. Oh, okay, maybe not. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you everyone for joining the meeting today. We're going to cover Tuya's IoT commercial lighting platform. So I appreciate everyone taking the time, and I do apologize for some of the technical difficulties that we ran into. So we're getting started a little bit later than we had planned, but I think we can get through the meeting in a good amount of time as is. Okay, so today's agenda, we have 3 topics that we're going to cover. The first is the commercial lighting industry trends. We're going to look through top trends that are driving the commercial lighting space. The second topic will be a Tuya smart commercial lighting solution. So you're going to be able to view the way that we have created our own platform. So we'll be able to explore new business models and revenue growth opportunities by working within our IoT platform. And then the third will be application and use cases. We're going to go through a few of those with you. Okay, so going with the evolving trends in commercial lighting applications, the concept of the space we work in continues to change. Everybody that's in the lighting industry knows how rapidly the industry has been changing. So early on, the focus was on the building envelope, and the priority was for safety, structure, and lower cost of building materials. Then attention moved to how much energy these buildings were consuming and what actions could be taken to reduce the carbon footprint. This led the way for green building guidelines. For example, LEED certification, including recommendations for the site, including water saving, energy saving, resource materials, and the indoor environment. In general, lighting is 35% of total energy consumption for a building, and it's the second largest category next to HVAC. Today, the focus is on the people in the buildings. We cannot sacrifice their health and comfort for energy savings. So this moves us to this whole new idea within the lighting industry known as WELL buildings. The WELL Building Certification, WELL, WELL Building Certification, evaluates a building from different segments such as air, water, nourishment, light, fitness, comfort, and mind. So what does this all mean for the concept of lighting in commercial spaces? And how does that relate to the IoT platform that we're building out? So we try to keep in mind a comprehensive viewpoint and understanding all the different elements that are important for not just the energy of the space, but also the comfort of the space when we build out our IoT platform. So yes, lighting is an essential element for building. We should pay attention to lighting design, energy saving, and the health and comfort of the occupants as well. We want to have a comprehensive solution. So what exactly is lighting design, right? So lighting design encompasses a number of different aspects in the building space. It's a field of work that is concerned with the design of lighting systems within the built environment, both interior and exterior. It can include manipulation and design of both daylight and electric light to better serve human needs. Lighting design is based on both science and aesthetics. The basic aim of lighting within the building is to enable occupants to see clearly and without discomfort. The objective of architectural lighting design is to balance the art and the science of lighting to create atmosphere, visual interest, and enhance the experience of a space while still meeting the technical and safety requirements. To get a comfortable lighting effect, we have standards and guidelines regarding illumination, uniformity, unified glare rating. We also need to consider the arrangement of lighting fixtures, light focus effects, light intensity, color temperature, and light colors. So if you continue to look at some of the trends in the commercial lighting applications, you can see that based on this slide here from the NLC, that lighting control just utilizing lighting control can reduce energy consumption. So by looking at this, you can see that these there's an energy optimization by enabling controllability with a focus on quality and people in the environment. Overall energy savings for lighting is 47% across all these categories. In a warehouse, lighting control may save up to 82% energy consumption, and in an office environment, it's 63%. So by utilizing controls, which is not a new concept in our space, we've always known that controls can bring about further energy savings. But by using smart controls and other types of sensors, tying it together, we can realize even further energy savings. So regarding lighting for health and comfort, there's these evolving trends in the commercial lighting applications back to the kind of the human-centric lighting aspect. This is a concept and a term that has been thrown around quite a bit as of past couple of years. And the focus is really on, creating a lit environment for health and comfort. Research shows that lighting influences mood, productivity, perception, circadian rhythm, vision, and sustainability. In 2012, Stan Wawrzyk published an introductory article on human-centric lighting, which was the first to systematize and doctrine the assumption of human-centric lighting. And then, of course, the translation of lighting, more than vision, is what we call this slide. But you can see that based on quality of light, from the Global Lighting Association, we have this, provides us with a roadmap for lighting transition. From 1980 to 2010, we transitioned from efficient lighting, mainly fluorescence, to LED lighting. And actually, something that is quite interesting about that is that the adoption rate for fluorescent lighting was not as high as policymakers had hoped for. Even though it was a more energy efficient source of light, people didn't adopt it. And there was a big question as to why that was. And it was later kind of discovered that when interviewing people and asking people, the average person who had a residence or a home, why they still didn't have fluorescent lighting, they didn't, first of all, they didn't really understand the term fluorescent lighting, but they refer to it as the curly cube bulbs, these like kind of spiral looking bulbs. And they said they just didn't like how it looked. It didn't make them feel good. It turns out that they were onto something. The color quality of these early fluorescent lamps were quite poor. And so the industry realized that in order to increase adoption, it has to be more than just energy savings. Quality of light absolutely matters as well. And that's where we've gotten with LED. LEDs in general have really improved quite a bit over fluorescence. So since 2017, we're in the stage of intelligent lighting systems, moving beyond just quality of light. With single LED lamps and luminaires becoming smart enabled, now we are stepping into the stage of serviceable and upgradable lighting systems and human-centric lighting. At this stage, we need a SaaS platform and an IoT-enabled controls to manage a group of smart lighting devices. So this is really the next phase of the whole movement within our lighting industry, is moving into the next phase. We went from efficient lighting, which was CFLs, to LED lighting, which was efficient lighting, and then of course that has improved in quality of light, to more intelligent lighting systems. Now the next phase is this IoT platform, to where we can do more than just control the lighting within the space. So what is the impact for a traditional lighting company? So if you're a traditional lighting company, what is the impact on you? What does it mean for a traditional lighting company, this whole IoT lighting? We should change from providing a single lighting device to IoT-enabled lighting systems. We should change from focusing only on hardware manufacturing to the digitalization of both software and hardware. We should change from providing sales and installation service to a professional solution to manage operation and maintenance. To control the lighting device, we should change from manual on-off switches to multiple interfaces, such as sensors, apps, and scenes. To maintain our lighting devices, we should move from the visual observation of lighting devices to data analysis, such as equipment status, automatic alarms, and energy consumption. So when a light is failing, we should be able to trigger an alarm to indicate that light needs to be replaced. So we can be proactive instead of reactive. So just looking at the whole commercial lighting space in terms of the connected lighting space, how big is this market? Where is it now? How is it going? The market size of commercial connected lighting systems, it continues to grow. By 2029, it's projected to grow up to $19.1 billion. I believe this is for the US market. In this market, hardware, software, and services get to an almost equal proportion. If you see how the breakdown is, your hardware being your traditional light, your software to control that light, and then your services to maintain both the hardware and the software. It becomes pretty interesting. So therefore, an IoT-enabled commercial lighting system is the most important element that needs to be considered. It included the interface, sensors, lighting devices, software, and data. So your interface would be, it could be your computer, it could be the wall switch on the wall, it could be your voice command. We have some futuristic looking things down here. It could be mind control, I guess. There's also sensors, of course, occupancy sensors, daylight sensors, your devices themselves being the lights or the routers or the drivers. The software would be your platform that you log into, or it could be even on your smartphone. And then of course, the data, the metrics that you're generating from all of this information can provide better insights into your facility, into your commercial space, or even into your residence. So Tuya's commercial lighting solution is a complete IoT control system that works for both new installations and retrofit projects. It's really a one-stop solution for hardware devices, control software, and installation management. The solution enables customers to monitor the operation and maintenance needs of all devices through a graphic user interface, a GUI. With built-in reporting and system insights, businesses can identify and implement strategies to help reduce operation and maintenance costs. And we'll get into a few examples of that later on in the presentation. So you can see some applications. It's really applicable across pretty much any kind of environment that requires lighting. It can be applied indoor environments for public buildings like exhibition centers and libraries, offices and industries, such as offices and parking areas, or warehouses and retail and hotel segments, supermarkets, restaurants, and hotels. But even beyond that, we can even go to the outdoor space as well, just as important as the outdoor space. Like lighting segments such as streetlights and stadiums. We have gas stations. Anywhere where you need a lit environment, your lighting device can now become an IoT device to help relay more data and more information about the space itself. And once you have that networked solution built, you can start adding more unique features for that space beyond the lighting application. So Tuya commercial lighting system integrates multiple protocols. So this is the Tuya commercial lighting system architecture. If you look at it on the right side, all devices using Tuya IoT platform as a service connects to a public global cloud, no matter if they're using a Bluetooth or a Zigbee or Wi-Fi or an NB-IoT protocol. The system can integrate multiple protocols using a router or a gateway. On the left side, Tuya commercial lighting systems provide a user app and web-based SaaS. All of them have OEM versions, which may save time and reduce costs for our partners to develop a similar system. And we have different levels of login for building managers, or if it happens to be an end user that wants to log in, different levels of visibility within the system itself. As you can see, these multiple device types, Tuya commercial lighting systems integrates with multiple devices. We can use gateways to communicate with different protocols. We have smart luminaires that already have integrated connected protocols built into their lighting fixtures. We have smart drivers and smart converters, centralized switches and power metering, wall box, scene panel, HVAC control panel, sensors, remote control, and even curtain monitors. All of these products are available today through various partners of ours that have developed with our Tuya platform. And you can see some of the main functions of Tuya's commercial lighting solution. The system really has three primary functions. The first one being energy management, in which this creates actions and scenes that can be automatically executed to implement energy saving strategies. We can link single devices or group actions with sensors, schedules, sunrise and sunset times, weather conditions, etc. It's really kind of like what you would expect from any robust traditional lighting control system in the market today, any commercial lighting solution in the market today, from a traditional like a Lutron or a Leviton. Our system's capable of doing all of those things, but our system's able to do even more beyond that. So you can create actions, scenes, you can link single devices, you can view, compare, and analyze the power consumption of devices in groups by day, month, or year. You can get reporting information from that. Beyond that, you can have your traditional device control with the, viewing and controlling devices from a map of a lighting layout. So you can put your facility layout and have a visible reference to where your lighting is within the floor space through the monitoring of through the login portal. You can monitor device conditions, including status, operation time, energy consumption, life expectancy. When a device changes to abnormal status, an automatic notification is sent to the maintenance team. So you get to be, you could at times be proactive instead of reactive, or even or you could even be a little reactive, but it can happen a lot sooner, as opposed to having to discover that something in your facility has gone out or needs to be replaced. You can be notified of it, so your team can be on it and take care of it immediately. And then the last part is human-centric lighting. We can easily configure groups of lights to sync with circadian rhythm protocols. The system will automatically adjust the CCT and brightness of the fixtures throughout the day. So the intensity and the color temperature can change throughout the day to match more of a natural pattern, which is beneficial to our health. Okay, yeah, so the main features, going back through it, we have the platform capability, we have the lighting control. You can see some of the features within the lighting control. It can be lighting scenes and group controls, your lighting dashboard. We have our energy strategy moving to the third category with automatic scenes and sensor controls and scheduling controls. And really I would say the third category of the energy strategy is where our IoT platform is something that you could really call an IoT platform beyond just a traditional controls or wireless control solution, is when you're having automated building responses using sensor controls and scheduling. And then, of course, the key features on the fourth category here is energy management. We have this heat mapping where you can actually see traffic throughout the floor space. You can see where people are moving throughout an office building or throughout a warehouse or wherever happens to be the system is installed. So you can use that information to better utilize your facility. We have quick replacements and maintenance management QR code controls. And you'll see a little bit more about these individual features as we move on. So I want to cover the platform. You can find more on our SaaS platform. If you go to our website, we have it listed here at the top of the slide, lighting.console.tuyaus.com. So I would recommend if anyone's interested after this presentation to go ahead and log into that and have a closer look at our SaaS platform itself. Just so you can see a bit of our data overview once you've created an account. So if you were to go back and you were to go to our SaaS platform, you have the opportunity to create an account. No charge, it's a free account to create. And then once you create an account and you have your passcode login, you'll have access to the data overview, which would include project summaries and device status and information, energy consumption, maintenance notifications, abnormal status alerts, building addresses, and weather. Yeah, we're having some, it's a funny meeting. We like to keep it lively here at Tuya. Okay. So you can see on this slide, visual device control. We're actually presenting at the Tuya headquarters here in Santa Clara. And apparently there might be a fire test alarm. So if that occurs, I'll have to put it on mute. Again, I apologize. If anybody has questions after this, if we get cut off a little bit earlier, you can always contact me. My contact information will go out. I'm happy to contact or even go through this again with you on a one-on-one, because I do apologize of the number of disruptions that we've had while we're going through this presentation. But just going into this slide here, the visual device control, you can see that the system has a visual device control function, lighting device location setting. Each dot, if you can look on the map here, each dot represents one area or a group of fixtures. You can quickly control all the lighting fixtures by the building, floor, area, or group. You can easily locate abnormal devices through the map interface. It'll indicate a different colored dot. You can monitor and locate fixtures that need to be replaced. So there's a good visual representation of your system, of your lighting system throughout the space. And it can help you if you're a building maintenance manager or a facility manager. It can help you maintain the building better, more efficiently. So within the next slide is the device management. So the device management function includes group management, create a group for quick control, scene management. You can create or edit a scene easily, which is really critically important for any kind of lighting control solution. You can schedule event management. You can create or edit the schedule within the SaaS platform. And then this is also another important aspect, another layer, what we call the authority management. So regarding the authority management, our partners can manage accounts and roles in the system. You'd get like an admin account and you can open sub accounts within that admin. So within that, you can assign roles such as a project manager, a user, and a maintenance staff. So everybody would be able to view the system or change the system on a different level. Because you don't necessarily want the end user to be able to, adjust the lighting to a point where it's not how you want your energy plan set. So everybody should have a different level of administrative access. And then of course the energy management. Energy management includes quick energy consumption analysis by building, by floor, by area, by group, or even individual device. You can get a quick energy consumption analysis by day, month, or year. So you get all this data that you can capture, which is really important if you're a sustainability manager. Sustainability managers of most corporations now have a position called a sustainability manager, and they have to show the corporate office, how they've improved the building, or their responsibility, how they've improved the energy efficiency or the sustainability measures set and the goals set by the corporate office. And oftentimes it's hard for them to be able to show the data, to be able to capture the data and present it to the corporate office. So having a system like this, and a true energy management system that can capture the data and provide it on a daily, monthly, weekly, quarterly, yearly, annually basis becomes really valuable to them, the sustainability managers in these corporations and companies. And also, if you're not capturing the data and if you're not viewing the data, then you don't know if you're not measuring it, then you don't know how to improve it. So by measuring it and capturing it, you can start setting new goals for yourself. You can say, okay, well, over this last year, this was our energy consumption. The following year, we're going to do X, Y, Z to improve, and we can see if our plan that we put in place will help to improve the energy consumption the following year. So again, of course, there's always the user dashboard. You would log in and you'd have a nice looking dashboard. The functions provided in the system, you would have your device data, you'd have your energy consumption data, you'd have your abnormal data. So if there's any events that are triggered, you'd be able to immediately see those on the dashboard. If your customer they could choose which data to display on the dashboard. It's completely customizable. Very easy to customize it. A background image could even be customized by the customer. Very simple to upload and adjust how you want your dashboard to look, what information you want to display on it. And then of course, this is really critically important, the GIS, the global information, geospatial information systems. The GIS Map service is provided for outdoor devices such as street lighting and solar lighting. This becomes critically important if you're managing a big facility, or even if you're going beyond the building and more into the smart city. You need to have a platform to have visibility into the outdoor lighting. And a lot of traditional lighting systems don't have this kind of feature set. So Tuya has been able to do that through different protocols. Another one that's important is the alarm management. You can actually set and trigger which alarms that you want to go off. What kind of event would trigger the alarm? Could be an abnormal device abnormality. It could be sensor data. Maybe there's the CO2 level in the office meeting room is elevated to a level that is not going to be productive to the meeting. So it could trigger an alert so that somebody would now know to open the door or put in a fan to help ventilate the room better. It could be a number of things. That's just one example. But beyond that, you could even have the alarm could be sent via a text or an email. Of course, we interface with other systems. The system does not only support devices using the Tuya IoT modules that we have, but it can also support gateways to connect with other wired networks such as KNX, RS-485, DALI, and even BACnet. So it's a very robust and easy to interface solution that we're offering. And then we have this heat mapping aspect where the sensor data is able to show up. The system has a heat map function, as you can see. So it's very useful for like the office segment, even retail shopping areas, even distribution centers. I can use the sensor data analysis, which would be your occupancy sensors, to kind of show the space utilization on a heat map. So you could optimize your device management and energy savings even further. If you notice that one part of the office is not being utilized as much as other areas within the office, you could have those lights dimmed down maybe, or you could adjust and rearrange your office to take advantage of that space to bring more foot traffic there. Human-centric lighting is really critical in today's age. As we move more into what we call smart lighting, human-centric lighting is a key element to that. So regarding the human-centric lighting function, within our system, it's very easy to configure. You could configure different groups of lights to sync with the circadian rhythm protocols that we have built in. So the system can automatically adjust the CCT and the brightness or the intensity of the fixture throughout the day. Then we have the self-adjusting sensors. The sensor self-adjustable function is ideal for a parking area and office area. So self-adjust the lights dim off time based on an AI algorithm of sensor data. Yeah. So based on the time of day, we can automatically dim the lights down. It doesn't have to be completely on and off. It could dim these lights down by a specific time clock, which is all utilizing the AI information based on knowing, different times of the year, it will get darker at different hours of the day. So we can utilize our system to automatically adjust the light intensity throughout the day, 365 days throughout the year. So the maintenance management function provides a full loop of lighting device maintenance. Once you get an alarm from the system, the maintenance staff will receive a failure report and a repair task. So the repair task will be updated in the system. Once the repair task gets finished, it can be checked in the system. So it's more than just triggering alerts. It's also a whole maintenance management system that we've created within our IoT platform. And then we have this unique feature called a quick replacement. The quick replacement function that we're showing here is very useful for maintenance. So let's say you get a trigger, an alert that says that one of the lights are not functioning properly. So you have really two methods of addressing that. You can go and you can replace it and scan a QR code and know automatically what light it was. And you can, by scanning the QR code, it can bring up exactly what the light was and how to get a replacement. Oftentimes in the industry, there'll be a need for replacing lighting fixtures, and the user has no idea who made the fixture, where to go to replacement. It's very difficult for a lot of end users. After the job is done and finished, 5 years down the road, a light might fail or a driver might fail in the light, and it's difficult for them to even know who made the lighting fixture. They don't necessarily know. It's hard for them to get replacements. This makes it much more simple to get replacements for the light within the facility. So the QR code control function is ideal for office, sharing, or library use. Users just scan the code and the light turns on above the desk. They can also adjust the brightness to their desired level. So we can pair a QR code to a single light or to multiple lights within a space. So let's say there's a office conference room, and your preference for that space might be different than a different group's preference. So you can walk in and you can just scan the QR code for that associated within that office, within that conference room, and you would be able to then have your controls pulled up directly on your phone. And you could adjust on your phone. You could adjust the lighting within that particular space. So it makes it really nice. So why choose Tuya? I said there's a lot of reasons, but I'm going to list out 6 reasons. The first one's the plug and play solution. So no R&D is required, which would allow for a quick go-to-market strategy. It's already available. You don't have to develop anything. The second reason is we're compatible with multiple IoT protocols, Bluetooth Mesh, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, NB-IoT, and et cetera. There's many more others, but just to list out a few. It's also, compatible with other protocols that are not your wireless protocols like KNX, PLC, Dolly, and BACnet. The third reason is we have this digital management, which is this nice, intuitive, graphical user interface, the GUI, for monitoring devices and power consumption across multiple projects and locations. Data and AI tech will provide valuable proposals for your brands. Fourth reason being the flexible ecosystem that we have. In addition to the lighting, Tuya's open platform can integrate security, HVAC, sunshade, plus 100 other product types. I think we have close to 400,000 different developers on our platform today, with tens of millions of devices currently in the market. So it's not just our company, and our offering is not just limited to lighting, right? We can integrate you could start integrating more functions and features beyond just lighting. You could integrate your security integrated and interfacing with your lighting, or your HVAC controls, or and your sun shading, and so many other things. So this value added, the fifth reason, the value added SaaS, Tuya offers a wide variety of SaaS solutions for more complex IoT capabilities, plus an online mall for brands. I see a question came up. I'm gonna come back to it at the end. We only have a few more slides. So what can Tuya provide? Tuya provides a solution for different types of partners. For lighting device manufacturers, you could use Tuya's IoT platform as a service to integrate modules into lighting devices. For system integrators who has their software development capability, we can provide our platform as a service with an API and an SDK interface, software development kit. For lighting companies who would like to go to market fast and at minimal cost of development, we provide an OEM version of our SaaS and our apps. So we're really covering all the different categories, and we make it super easy to work with us and with our platform that we've developed. So it is time to increase the value and lifecycle to your end customers by changing from a single hardware manufacturer or provider to a professional solution provider and operational maintenance service providers. So where you used to maybe just be a hardware supplier, now you can increase your value and your customer life cycle, going back to existing customers. It's not just selling them one piece of hardware and then never seeing them again until something fails. But now you sell them not just hardware, but you're also providing, this whole solution, this whole interface, visibility into their space, and you can start adding other features and services within your existing customers. So we'll have a few cases that we'll go through. The first one being a commercial office. This particular one had quite a few office lighting panels. It required a couple gateways for the Bluetooth gateways, a couple Zigbee gateways, quite a few lighting sensors and PIR sensors. We had some monitors for the curtains and dolly converters as well. It was around 356 devices total on this project. We combined dolly protocols with Bluetooth and with integrated functions such as daylight harvesting, energy saving strategy, and human-centric lighting strategies. So we were able to take an existing office space and convert it over to a wireless control solution. And it also added new human-centric lighting functionality beyond just having controllability, but also having this human-centric lighting functions and further energy savings in the space. Just a quick example. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the case studies, but I'm happy to go through these again with you individually. But here's another example of a facility. This was utilizing a factory setting. It's known as a super factory. There's 600 luminaires that were managed with 36 Zigbee gateways. Not only lighting devices, but also we were managing the HVAC system as well. We also used PIR sensors to detect the presence of people, as well as temperature and humidity sensors to monitor the indoor environment. And we connected that with the HVAC system to automatically keep the facility at comfortable levels. Talking about a very large facility that we were able to manage with our system. this one's a warehouse. So we went from just going back, we went from case one, a commercial office, to a factory, an industrial facility, to now a warehouse. You can think of a warehouse like this is an aircraft warehouse, but it could be a distribution center. This application was a aircraft warehouse and is a common scenario for the industrial segment. We had 64 Bluetooth LED controllers that were used to control 64 high bay LED luminaires with 3 Bluetooth gateways and 1 control panel. So the customer was very excited to use the mobile app to control their luminaires by group or even single devices for on and off and adjusting light levels in such a large. Okay, the fourth case study is a parking lot. We wanted to demonstrate our capabilities in a parking area. For example, this one had 100 smart T8 LED tubes, common replacements for fluorescent T8 tubes. So the smart LED tube integrated using a Bluetooth module and microwave sensors inside. They're actually smart tubes themselves. So they have sensors integrated into them along with the Bluetooth protocol, Bluetooth module to adjust based on being able to dim up and down from basically, I think it's like 10% to 100% when seeing the presence of cars and people. So if there's no people nearby or if there's no cars, then it'll dim themselves down to a minimal level. And then when there's detects people or cars or traffic nearby, then it'll increase the intensity. So when there's no cars in the area, the smart tubes are automatically dimmed down. This entire solution reduced the energy consumption for the lighting by about 60%. So going from LED to fluorescent, they were getting about a 70% energy savings, but adding these kind of dimming control abilities added another 60% energy savings on top of that. So for a total energy savings of, I think it was around 90% from the traditional T8 fluorescent tubes to these smart LED tubes using our system. And it allowed the energy management staff, additionally, it allowed them to automatically receive failure notices without having to do a manual routine inspections, which was great for them. They love that feature. This is the last case that I want to cover. This is a flagship retail store in Eastern Asia. And so this one in particular was its new 9th generation flagship store. It's a very, very nice, very prestigious space. Quality of lighting really mattered in this place. The space layout of the store fully considered the shopping habits of consumers and helps create a new brand image of fashionable sports and youth trends. It was over 3,000 square feet across 3 levels. The store used Tuya's commercial lighting solution based on the Zigbee wireless system, which can create lighting atmospheres for various scenarios according to different sales areas and create an immersive shopping experience. At the same time, through automatic lighting control and adjustment, the purpose of energy saving, emission reduction, and cost reduction was also achieved. So just some quick specific features to mention. First of all, the equipment management that was in this included the equipment status monitoring and automatic fault alarm. So if there's any issues, then it would trigger an alert. Of course, the centralized management, which the group control or single control can be carried out in one terminal according to the projects or buildings and floors and groups. So because this facility had multiple floors, the system had to account for multiple floors in one space. And so you can manage it by floor. You can manage the group by single light or by a group of lights or by even the entire building or by even a single floor at a time. And then the scene management, we're able to switch scenes with one button to create different shopping atmospheres. And the energy consumption management we were able to formulate and implement energy saving strategies based on the customer flow time, et cetera, to effectively reduce energy consumption by 30%. So this was already an LED installment, and we were able to, by adding our controls, we were able to save an additional 30% in a retail environment. So I know we've covered a lot of material today, and I know we've also had a lot of interruptions. So I do apologize for that. So thank you for your time. I will now open the floor to any questions. And just one more thing on a closing note, I'd like to reiterate our vision for a smarter world, being all categories, all industries, and all services. So I'm going to open it up to questions now. So if anyone has any questions they'd like to share, please go ahead. You can type it in the question, the chat box, or you could unmute yourself. Okay, I think my colleague has a few questions that have came in, so I'm gonna put myself on mute so she can ask the questions.
Great, thank you, Charles. Yeah, I know we're just about 6 minutes to the closing point, so I'll try and get a couple of questions in. Charles, how long does it take to set up an OEM SaaS?
Yeah, it's a great question. From our experience, it's actually super quick. We find that it takes about 2 weeks. So yeah. So back to the question. I think the question was, how long does it take to establish an OEM SaaS? It can typically be completed within only 2 weeks. The way we work is we would assign a professional technician team to follow up on the preparation of the materials to get it prepared and implemented. But all in all, it takes about 2 weeks. So it's quite rapid. Let's see if there's any other questions.
Yes, we have time for one more. So that would be, someone is asking, so Tuya provides the software. How do we go about purchasing the hardware?
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I got it. So I think the question was, does Tuya only provide the software? How do we go about purchasing the hardware? So yeah, yes, the answer is yes. Tuya mainly offers a software service. And for your hardware needs, we provide access to a comprehensive powered by Tuya ecosystem of hardware manufacturers, where you can choose from thousands of different products. If you already have a factory you're working with, we can even work with them as well. Great.
Well, thank you guys. We really appreciate your time today. And someone had asked earlier if you guys will be receiving a copy of this webinar, and absolutely yes, we will be sending out the recorded webinar along with a brief survey. And that will come out later this week via email. We would really love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. Again, we are so sorry for all of the interruptions today. But as you guys know, in a working environment, in an office environment, anything could happen. And so we can't control those annoying interruptions, but we can control the lighting in your office. So anyway, so we would love to hear your thoughts and feedback. So please do fill out that brief survey. And thank you for joining us for this episode of Industryland. Have a great day. Thank you.